Hello, everybody. This is Tucker Miller here again. And tonight, like I said, for my next movie review, I'm gonna be reviewing on Brother Bear. Came out in 2003. So, anyways, let's get to the plot. So, the plot of this movie is we got this guy named K9, who is this character. Well, that's him as a human. And of course, we got him as a bear, voiced by Joaquin Phoenix. And K9 lives with his two older brothers named Zika and Denai. And then meanwhile, the three of them got attacked by this bear, and and one of the brothers, Zika, decided to sacrifice his own life to save both K9 and Denai's life. So yeah, so Zika got killed by the bear, and K9 wants to get revenge on that bear for killing his brother, and so, however, K9 managed to find the bear and kill it, but however, the spirits up on the sky, were very mad at K9 for killing the bear. So, as for K9's punishment, the spirits turned K9 into a bear. So, yeah, and if he wants to become human again, in order to do that, he has to learn a lesson. So, yeah, and go on this quest to go on top of the mountain where the light touches. So, yeah, and then on that quest he met this young bear cub named Koda, who was this character. And yeah, so it is up to K9 to turn back into a human, and that's basically what the plot is. Now, what can I say about Brother Bear? This is a very underrated Disney movie. Yeah, this is one of the most underrated Disney films, in my opinion. It's a shame that this movie, this is a movie that no one ever talks about. Yeah, I know I said this like with the Black Cauldron and stuff, but yeah, Brother Bear, no one ever talks about this one. So, yeah. Yeah, I think this movie deserves more recognition because this is such an underrated movie. A very underrated film from 2003. So, yeah. I really enjoyed this film a lot. But I probably don't enjoy it as much as some of the other Disney movies. But, yeah. Many people consider this to be one of the weaker Disney movies. Disney animated movies, such as stuff like... Yeah, people said this is one of the weaker Disney films alongside The Sword in the Stone, Robin Hood, The Black Cauldron, Pocahontas, and this. So, yeah. Yeah, but yeah, Brother Bear, this is a very underrated movie. And again, this movie deserves more recognition. This is not a film that no one talks about. And this movie, it's a shame that this movie has like a 38% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah. Yeah, I think this movie deserves more recognition because, yeah, Brother Bear, the animation is beautiful. Love the animation. And has a really good soundtrack. Which the music is sung by none other than Phil Collins, the same person who did the music for Tarzan. So, yeah. Yeah, we'll get to the songs in a moment, but yeah, and it has very great characters. It has a lot of great characters. So, yeah, this movie is very underrated. If you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. But yeah, but I want to say this is my one of my favorites. Is not I want to say this is a favorite, but I still think it is a very underrated movie. So, yeah. But this is probably not my favorite animated film from 2003. That still has to go to Finding Nemo. Yeah, Finding Nemo is the best animated film from that year, 2003. And yeah, I already did a review on Finding Nemo last year. So yeah, now here I am with reviewing on Brother Bear. So yeah, so Brother Bear. Again, great, beautiful animation, has a great story, and great characters, and great music. So, yeah. Yeah, this is such an underrated movie right here. So, yeah, but anyways, let's talk about the characters, shall we? K9? K9, he is a great character. And I'll definitely have to say, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job voicing him. Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job voicing K9 for this movie. And of course, we got Coda. Coda, he's an adorable character. I absolutely love Coda. He's one of the most adorable Disney characters of all time. Like, he is, yeah, Coda is so adorable. So, yeah. Yeah, I absolutely love Coda. Coda is easily the best character from this entire movie. My name is not Kit. It's Coda. Say it with me. Coda. Love Coda. Again, best character from this movie, in my opinion. And yeah. And of course, we got the two mooses, Wuff and Tuck. I don't know which one is which, but yeah. Wuff and Tuck, they're hilarious characters. And I'll definitely have to say, Rick Moranis did a great job. Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas did a great job voicing him. Yeah, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas did a great job voicing Wuff and Tuck. They're absolutely hilarious. And yeah, and I heard, and speaking of Rick Moranis, I've heard he's coming out of retirement because he's gonna be in Spaceballs 2, you know, a sequel to the 1987 comedy film. So, yeah. I'll probably review on Spaceballs some other time, but maybe in honor of a sequel that is set to come out in, I think, 2027 maybe? Or maybe wait 2026? I'm not sure, but anyways, we're not talking about Spaceballs, we're talking about Brother Bear. So yeah, but again, Rick Moranis and Dave Thomas did a great job voicing Wuff and Tuck. They are absolutely hilarious. So yeah. And also we got another character in this movie named Tug. Tug, I have to say he's a pretty good character, and Tug is voiced by the late Michael Clarke Duncan. You know, Michael Clarke Duncan in The Green Mile. You know, he played John Coffey off of The Green Mile. In The Green Mile, so yeah, the late Michael Clarke Duncan voiced this character named Tug. And yeah, and rest in peace to Michael Clark Duncan. He was a great actor. He was in this, and of course, The Green Mile. So, yeah, I'll probably review on Green Mile some other time. But I'm currently reviewing on Brother Bear at the moment. So, yeah. Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan did a great job voicing. Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan did a great job voicing the Tug. So, yeah. And again, rest in peace to Michael Clark Duncan. And yeah. Yeah, this movie is very fun. This movie is very funny too. So yeah, very underrated and also very funny. Especially with What and Tuck. The mooses. They're very funny characters and but anyways, there's this scene with an elderly bear, like an old bear. There's this scene with an old woman, a bear. She was, that old bear was voiced by the late Estelle Harris. She voiced Mrs. Potato Head in Toy Stories 2, 3, and 4, and I'm not sure they're gonna use old archive recordings of her for Toy Story 5, but yeah, like they did with Don Rickles in Toy Story 4, but anyways, and also, so Estelle Harris was George's mom off of Seinfeld, which anyways, we're getting off topic, but yeah, that one scene with that old bear, she was like, I wish Edgar was there, and the Edgar yelled, don't tell people that I'm dead! That was funny. That was a very funny scene. But anyways, and of course the woman named Tanina, yeah, Tanina. She was a great character. The old woman. So, yeah, and of course K9's two brothers, Zika and Denai. They're pretty good characters, I guess. So, yeah. So anyways, Brother Bear has some very interesting characters. And yeah. And like, I want to say about a week or two ago, I watched this movie not too long ago on Freeform. Yeah. Yeah. I watched this movie like a week or two ago on Freeform. Yeah, Freeform was showing this movie like a couple weeks ago, and yeah, and that was supposed to, and I was gonna do, and I did a post on it, because I still haven't reviewed on Treasure Planet, which I eventually did reviewed on Treasure Planet. That was my previous review, but yeah. Yeah, but yeah, I rewatched this movie a couple nights ago, and it's still a very I rewatched this movie again a couple nights ago, and this is still a very underrated Disney film. This is a Disney film that no one ever talks about. So, yeah, but anyways, let's now talk about the songs. Now, the first song we got is On My Way. On My Way was a great song, and that is sung by, and of course the song is sung by Phil Collins. The same person who did the music for Tarzan, like I said earlier. So, yeah, On My Way was a great song, and of course another song, Family. Family Time or something. That was a great song too. And also a song called No Way Out, which No Way Out is actually a very sad, kind of a sad song. Like, yeah. No Way Out is a very sad song. And of course, I had to say Phil Collins did a great job singing that song. And yeah. Yeah, but honestly, those are the songs I could think of at the moment. And there's this one song at the beginning which I forgot the name to. I forgot the name to at the moment. So yeah. So yeah, Brother Bear. And of course the other two characters, the Antwolves or whatever they are. I believe they are Antwolves. I could be wrong though, but yeah. Yeah, so anyways, they're great characters too, and yeah, so anyways, yeah, Brother Bear. Very underrated movie. Again, if you haven't seen it, I recommend it, but yeah, this movie just deserves more recognition and more love. This is such an underrated movie. I mean, sure people may consider this to be one of the weaker Disney films, but it is still not a bad movie. It is very underrated. So, yeah. So anyways, that's all I can say about Brother Bear. So anyways, I'm gonna give Brother Bear a 9 out of 10. I wouldn't say there were any flaws, but this is very underrated. This is a very underrated film in my opinion. So, yeah. But anyways, that is it for my movie review on Brother Bear. And stay tuned for my next movie review, which will be on Home on the Range. But until then, see you in the next video. Bye.